Hi everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm doing something that I have waited to do for a long time. I'm on the Pinhoti Trail up in the Talladega National Forest at Sweetwater Lake. And if you watch some of my earlier videos, you'll see where my wife and I were exploring some of this trail, and we come across that mountain. I call it a mountain, that big hill up there. And I had said then that that was one place that I wanted to camp out. Well, back December the 3rd of this year, I was getting ready to go camping up there on that little hill up there. Me and a friend of mine were going to camp it. But before I could even get out of the house good, I had a heart attack. So I'm back today, and I am going to attempt to get to the top of that hill, set up camp, and enjoy a night up there. Mikie will be coming along here in a little while. He had things he had to get done, and I wanted to make sure that I got that spot, because there is no reservations or nothing like that. It's all first come, first serve. But I really wanted to get this place, get this off my bucket list. So hopefully I'll catch back with you here in a little bit when I get on top of that hill. Alright, y'all. It was a steep climb, but I made it to the top. And there is a little bit of firewood here, so that's always a good thing. But let me figure out where I'm going to put everything, and we'll get back with you in a little bit. All right, everybody. There has to be a change in plans, I reckon. I made it to the top of the hill. The only problem is there is some bad wind coming through here, and I can't even get a hammock set up without the wind coming along and just tearing it out. I mean, I had it staked down and everything else, and the tarp staked down, and the wind come along and pulled the stakes right up. And I've got some pretty good stakes, so the wind is blowing bad around here, and I reckon I'll just pack everything back up, make new plans, and go to another spot that I know. But I've got to wait on Mikie because he's on his way here, and we don't have cell service out here, so I can't call him and tell him about the new plans. But yep, it's the way it goes. We just had to do this again on a day when it's supposed to be really, really calm. So I don't know when it'll be, but the good news is I made it to the top of the hill. And let me give y'all an idea of what this looks like up here. I mean, of course, there's fishermen out here. I got a feeling right now, y'all, I ain't joking. If there's a puddle around, somebody's fishing it. Everybody's fishing. But this is the lake. This is the top of the hill that I have fought so hard to get up and camp on, but it's just gonna have to wait another day. Because, I mean, you know, if I'd have brought my tent, I'd have been all right. But I opted for the hammock, and that was a bad mistake. I should have brought both, just in case, but I didn't. So now I'm stuck like this. But we'll catch back with you in a little bit. I got to get all this stuff packed back up. All right, y'all, this is the calm of the wind. That's my hammock, just a hammock, nothing else. But a while ago it was popping. This is why I can't put up the hammock today. Wasn't thinking about the wind being a problem. And if it was just the wind, I would make it work somehow. I mean, if it was just a hammock deal, But we really wanted to build a campfire and all that. Enjoy a regular camping experience, but yeah, that's the wind for you today, up on top of this hill mountain. We'll catch back with you in a little bit. All right, y'all, I'm packed up and ready to go back down. I am gonna beat this hill before it's over with, but it ain't today. But I got a surprise for it. I've got a little tent that I can bring up here, and the wind can blow all it wants to. So I may be back up here in the next couple of weeks, just according to how the weather works. But it's time to go find another spot now. All right, y'all, new plan. We have decided we was gonna find another spot that was down in the hollow. We can hear the wind, but we don't feel it now. That's a good thing. But let's get camp set up and we'll be back with you in a little bit. All right, y'all, I got my hammock set up. Mikey's got his tent set up. We're gonna make this night work out for us one way or another. There's his little tent. I got one pretty much just like it, but I've gotten to where I like the hammock a little more on. If you do everything right in the hammock, you don't wake up on a rock or a root up under you. So to me, the hammock is a little more comfortable, and it is a little more aggravating to put to get set up, but if and ands. So like I said, we're just waiting now to start a fire and get something cooked up, and I think Mikey might play with his drone here in a little bit. If he does, I'll get a little bit of video of it. By the way, if you don't know, this right here is Mikie. He's from Manny's Jeep Adventures.
Yep.
And me and him been friends for a long time. Every once in a while he'll call me and say, hey, let's go do a camp together. And you know, I had to check with my publicist and everybody else to make sure that I ain't got nothing else I got to do. So it worked out this weekend. Unfortunately, it didn't work out to where we wanted it to, but this right here is a pretty good second. All right, if you'll look, we got hills all around us. We're in the valley, and we got a little creek right over here beside us. We are set up. We're waiting for the good times. But we'll catch back with you in a moment. Oh, look at that big old mosquito. We're gonna have to move again. I need to start playing with my drone and getting better with it. I could do a little bit of drone footage for everybody. But this is Mikey doing his thing.
Pappy out here getting it done.
Huh?
I said Pappy's out here getting it done.
Pappy's thinking it's time to fade to black. All right, y'all, it's after dark and it's time to cook. And tonight's supper is brought to you by Diddy Moore beef stew. Mikey's frying him up some spam, gonna make him some spam tacos, and I'm just gonna do the spam, the spam. I'm gonna do the Diddy Moore beef stew. We ain't got no place to prepare a big meal right here, and I didn't bring the oven with me, and you know, filet mignon seems a little bit out of place right here, so we're gonna do this. But I'll catch back with you after we eat, and finish getting ready to finish this night up. All right, y'all, it's been a good day. Despite the disappointment of not being up on that mountain. And but we made a good day out of it. And it's time to hunker down and get in the hammock and go to sleep for a while. So we'll catch y'all later. All right, everybody, we are packing up to leave. Got down a little bit chillier than we thought it would today, but we survived it. We'll be able to do this again one day. But we are packing up to leave right now. Mikey's almost finished packing. It got down to about 32 degrees. The Bronco said 33. And I lay in the hammock for a little while thinking it might warm up, but it didn't yet. So I think it got down to about 31 degrees, 32, something like that. But we done good. But now it's time to head toward the house and get this day started. But thought I'd just leave you with a little bit of the video of what we was surrounded by last night. We got that hill right over there, and then you pan around, you got a little nice creek right here. And it just rotates around and the more rolling hills, and then we can get out of here. All right, everybody. My camera quit working on me right at that point, and I think it was because it was so cold. But when that happened, I started to go ahead and take down the hammock and all that, and it was froze and had a lot of dew on it. So I don't like to pack stuff up like that. So I just shoved it all in the Bronco and headed on home. Now I've got a big old mess I need to clean up. So this is what my party room looks like. I just took everything out of the Bronco and shoved it in here, and now it's time to get it all packed back up for the next adventure. But that's why the video ended abruptly, and I'm sorry that happened, but sometimes things happen that you really don't expect. So we'll catch back with y'all on the next video. If you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe, tell your friends, all that good stuff, and we'll catch you on the next video. Bye.